Imagine this. You've put your home on the market, you get an offer, you accept it, and you feel like everything is on track until the appraisal comes back low. It says your house is only worth $500,000 when the appraisal you had done prior to listing was at $560,000. Same home, same market. So why the huge difference? Is one wrong? Is this a scam? In this video, I'm breaking down the secrets behind home appraisals and how they can impact your home buying or selling journey. If you're buying or selling a home, this is a must watch. Let's get into it.
Transparent results that unfold. I'll see you on the other side.
If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about living, working, and playing in Indianapolis or the surrounding areas like Carmel, Fishers, Westfield, Noblesville, Zionsville, or Whitestown, then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications. Hi, my name is Susan Roberts with Homes by Roberts Realty, brokered by eXp, your only AI certified agent in the Indianapolis area. We get calls and emails every day from people just like you, and they're looking for help on making a move, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us that email. All the information you need is in the description below so that we can help you make that smooth move. So let's get after it. Before we get into why appraisals can vary, let's talk about how they actually work. A home appraisal is an independent assessment of a property's value conducted by a licensed professional appraiser. But here's the key. The appraiser's client is not you, Mr. Buyer or Mrs. Seller. It's the lender. The lender orders the appraisal to ensure they aren't lending more than what the property is worth. A common question is, will the home buyer get a copy of the appraisal? The answer is yes. The Equal Credit Opportunity Act, or called ECOA, requires lenders to provide buyers with a free copy of the appraisal, no matter the outcome of the loan process. Why can two appraisals be different? Now let's dive into the real issue. It comes down to a few key factors. First of all, timing matters. Appraisals have a short shelf life. If the housing market shifts, an appraisal done just a few months ago may no longer be valid. An older appraisal may not reflect the latest comparable sales or market conditions. Another reason is the purpose of the appraisal. Not all appraisals are created for the same reason. Some are for mortgage financing, while others are for insurance, estate planning, or divorce settlements. Each of these requires different valuation methods. Something to note is that if an appraisal is used for mortgage financing, the appraiser will try to bring in the appraisal at the price the buyer was willing to pay. At least that's what the bank wants to know, that they are not financing more than the value of the home. It's supposed to be a completely independent evaluation. At least, again, that's the theory. But they are starting with the end value and working backwards to substantiate that amount. So a couple of appraisal, I should say stories, but nightmares might be more like it. The first was one that came in $1,000 less than the offered price of around $500,000. What? If I can do the math, that's 0.002% margin of error. No one is that good. The second one was when an appraiser didn't consider all of the acreage that a property had, and I'm talking about a 1 acre lot in Fishers. The property was actually devalued by $25,000. What? But I could tell you appraisal stories like forever. Moving on with other reasons why properties can be appraised differently. Market conditions and buyer behavior. A home under contract at $550,000 might appraise at $500,000 with one appraiser, again, but at $560,000 with another. Why? The comps chosen and the way adjustments are made can change the outcome. A market with rising prices might justify a higher value, while a declining market might result in a lower one. Another reason is the appraiser's experience and knowledge of the area. And not all appraisers are local experts. While they must be familiar with the area, some may not fully understand neighborhood trends, school districts, or the value of local amenities. Another reason are the comparable sales and adjustments, and this is huge. Two appraisers might select different comparable properties, also called comps. Even if they use similar comps, they might adjust values differently based on things like renovations, land use, or unique home features. This is where things get really interesting. Appraisers don't just slap a price on a home, they analyze comparable sales and adjust for differences. But here's where things can go sideways. One appraiser might adjust for an extra half bath at, say, $4,000, while another appraises it at $8,000. Some appraisers use outdated or poor comparables that don't even reflect the home's true value. And sometimes mistakes happen, like double dipping on adjustments or failing to consider unique property features. Here's a real world scenario. A home goes under contract at $550,000, but the first appraisal comes in at $500,000. Deal falls through. A new buyer comes in at the same price, and suddenly the second appraisal values the home at $560,000. What gives? This happens because the second appraiser used better, more relevant comps. The first appraiser may have been overly conservative or honestly made errors. Market conditions could have shifted slightly in the meantime. Bottom line, appraisals are not an exact science. They are an expert's best estimate based on available data, but two experts can see things totally differently. They are subjective regardless of the use of comps. So now, what can you do if an appraisal seems inaccurate? If you believe that it's unfairly low, here's what you can do. First of all, review the report carefully. Check the comps used and look for errors in property details. Request a reconsideration of value, ROV. If you find discrepancies, your lender can request this formal review. You can also provide additional information. Share recent upgrades, better comps, or market trends that might support a higher value. Seek a second appraisal. If permitted, getting a new appraisal from another licensed appraiser could lead to a different outcome. So, what happens if a request for a reconsideration of value is denied? And believe me, this does happen, especially recently when prices were escalating so fast. So, negotiations between the buyer and seller start over again. Here are some options. Number one, the buyer can pay the difference, but only if they have the cash, because the bank will only loan up to a percentage of the appraisal amount. Number two, the seller can agree to accept the price at which the property was appraised. And number three, of course, anything in between. Some sort of buyer-seller split or reduction. Lastly, keep in mind that if the loan was an FHA loan, it would have been done by an FHA-approved appraiser, and the appraisal amount will stick with that property for 6 months. At that point, the seller won't be allowed to get a higher price if they put the home back on the market unless the loan that the buyer is going to get is a conventional loan or it's a cash sale. To summarize, appraisals are a crucial part of any real estate transaction, but they aren't always perfect. And seriously, what is anymore? Understanding how they work, why differences happen, and what you can do about it can help you navigate the process with confidence. Have you ever had an issue with an appraisal? Drop your experience in the comments below. Thinking about buying or selling in the Indianapolis area? Give me a call at 317-785-1537 or check the description below for more ways to connect. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you never miss a tip about living in Indianapolis and the surrounding areas. Thanks for watching, And I'll not only see you in my next video, but I'll also see you on the other side of sold.